All right, let's take a look at number 7. We have y equals x squared plus 3. So just like in the others, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my standard form so I know where everything is located. So I have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. I'm going to start with my axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative the b divided by 2 times the a. So negative, what is b? Well, be careful, b is always attached to x. And if you look up there in that equation, there is no bx. So if there is not a bx, then the number for 0, or no, the number for b is going to be 0. So it's going to be 0 divided by 2a, which is just going to be 2 times 1. But 0 divided by anything is going to be 0, so my x equals 0. Now I have my AOS. From here I need my vertex. That means I'm going to plug 0 in for x, so y equals 0 squared plus 3, or y equals 0 squared is 0 plus 3, y equals 3. So my vertex is 0, 3. Now next, we would typically find the y-intercept. But we already have the y-intercept, 0, 3, right? X is at 0. So we have to think outside the box a little bit. If our vertex is already the y-intercept, then finding the y-intercept isn't going to help me. Because if I look at this problem and I say 0, 3, that's my vertex, and here I'm going to change that to red a little easier. That's my vertex. Here's my axis of symmetry right down the x-axis. I need a point on one side or the other so that I can make a U. So we could use any point we wanted to. Typically we want to get a little further away from the 0. So 1 is possible, but it's not going to get me very far away. So what I'd like to do is look at 2. So I want to go about 2 spaces over. I don't want to go too much further than that because our x is squared. So if I said, oh, I want to do 5, I could do 5, but 5 squared is 25, plus 3 is 28. Now my graph is really big. So let's try 2. So I'm going to say y equals 2 squared plus 3. So I'm going to say x equals 2. That would be y equals 2 squared is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7, so y equals 7. So when I input 2, out comes 7. I could graph that. That's reasonable. So I'm going to put that in. 1, 2, I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm now at 2, 7. I need to go back and go ahead and make sure I have all of this labeled. My axis of symmetry is x equals 0. My vertex is 0, 3. My third point was 2, 7, and now my second point was 2, 7, because I didn't have a y-intercept. And then I'm going to go find the other side. So if I moved over 2 to the right, that means from my axis of symmetry I need to move back 2. So I'm going to go back 2, and my new point will be negative 2, 7. And we have a pretty decent looking parabola there. Remember, check step it, make sure we got it all set up right, and make sure you have it all labeled. Oh, we forgot at the very beginning. A is positive, so it should have been opening up, and it does open up, so that's a good check step too.